the Wigan Youth Jazz Orchestra and their music director, David Little. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Sophia Rees-Coop on piano. Freddie Waldman, tenor. And the rest of the sax section. Think about it, afterwards. Thanks very much indeed. A very good afternoon from myself and from the Wigan Youth Jazz Orchestra. It's a great pleasure to be here at the Jazz Festival. In so many ways, the most important performance that we give every year for all the reasons that Ian has already mentioned. And we started our set there with a piece that we'd like to dedicate to a great supporter of the band, Phil Audley, who's with us today, who's helped us to do certain things that otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do over the last couple of years. So we enjoyed that one, Phil. It was a piece by Lenny Niehaus called Catch as Catch Can, and that was one of Phil's favourites. And we're going to continue now with one that needs no introduction really, because anyone who's been to a jazz concert over the last 50 years will have heard this tune, I'm absolutely sure. It's one of Herbie Hancock's modern jazz standards, and it's called The Watermelon Man. One, two, three, four. Sophia Rees-Coop, one more time. Lots of the saxophones there, and a chance also to hear the fantastic sound that's developed over the last 12 months from our baritone saxophone player, William Moten. Well, we've been blessed this year with a fantastic trumpet section, and you'll be meeting them all during the course of today's performance. But we're going to feature our lead trumpet player now, and one of the great things about having a strong lead trumpet player is it opens up certain repertoire that you can't do without one, and it opens up some of the music of the late great Maynard Ferguson, who's a name known to most of you, I would have thought, in this audience. He came to play Wigan so many times with his various different bands, and so his music is notoriously, ridiculously hard to play for all the players in the band, not only for the trumpet player. But we found a few pieces which are manageable by a young band, and we're going to play one of them now. It's actually one of the very, very best, and one of my favourites of all the big band pieces. A beautiful piece that develops and develops and develops. It's going to feature Anthony on trumpet, going to feature Owen on the electronic piano, and this is Maynard Ferguson's The Spirit of St Frederick. 1, 2, 3, 4.
keyboards. Wigan, drums. Williams on bass. Sophia Reed, piano Italy. And the fantastic Anthony Pajanowski on the trumpet, ladies and gentlemen.
That's been a very special piece for us this year, and we played it last week, last Friday. We went down to Birmingham to take part in something called the National Festival of Music for Youth. It's something we've been involved with throughout the course of this year, and the culmination of the year of Music for Youth is that some groups from up and down the country get the chance to play at the Royal Albert Hall in London in the school's proms, which takes place every November. And it's something that Wigan Music Service, that this band belongs to now, has been part of a number of times, and it's an amazing experience, as you can imagine. And we're really hoping that we'll get invited to do that. And if we do, it's really important that we bring back together this band, because it's this band which will have achieved that opportunity. And even though some of our members, sadly, are leaving us this time, Anthony's one of them, we really hope that we can find a way to get everyone back together just for one final performance if that opportunity comes off. So it's been a great piece. I hope you enjoyed hearing it. Spirit of St Frederick by Nick Lane. Earlier on, this term, we had a special visit to one of our rehearsals from a friend of the Jazz Festival, a friend of Wigan, Dennis Rollins, wonderful trombone player, will be known to many of you out there in the audience. And we're taking part this year and next in a project to have some new music commissioned for young bands. And Dennis wrote one of these pieces, and part of the deal was that he would come and work with the band on it. And we get to meet him and work with him. He's a great guy. We had a lovely evening with him. And so we thought we'd play his little piece for you now, and feature a couple of soloists as well. It's called The Fast Foot Shuffle. Foot Shuffle, brand new piece, probably the first time that's ever been played in public, featuring Olga Asgard on trumpet. And Owen Pye on keyboard. Yeah, short solo from Jack Fire on guitar. Well, we're just going to take the opportunity to slow things down a little bit and play something slightly more reflective. And this is a piece of music that you're going to recognise straight away. You'll know the tune. It's one of the most famous and beloved pop songs of the modern times. But it's a fantastic arrangement as well. It's the first of two arrangements we're going to play by the American arranger Mike Tamaro, and it was Ian who, when I was in the band, introduced me to so many of the great American composers and arrangers, and we played loads of pieces by, either composed or arranged by Mike Tamaro, and every single one of them. When you look at the top right-hand corner of the music, that's where they always print the name of the composer and the arranger. You saw that name, you knew you were going to be in for a good time. Not only was it going to be great to hear, but it was going to be fun and rewarding to play as well. So this is a beautiful arrangement by Mike Tamaro of Sting's 1990s hit called The Fields of Gold. and wonderful trombone solo there from a young man who I started teaching him when he was in year 4 at Shevington Brook Primary School. Those from Wigan will know where that is. With Joe, who's also here, who both started at the same time, I think, at primary school and grew up together. It's fantastic, they're both here in the band now. So, Louis Barton, a fantastic trombone solo. Thanks for that, Louis. And Louis, apart from everything he does with us here at the music service in Wigan, goes to Manchester every Saturday and studies at the Royal Northern College of Music Junior School. And not only is he a fantastic trombone player, he's a brilliant percussion as well. Amazing xylophone. He's even better than Patrick Moore, you know. So look out for Louis playing percussion somewhere near here soon. We're going to continue now with one of the band's favourites, one that they can really let their hair down on, and it's one that was a request, not surprisingly, by our bass player Louis Williams, because all bass players get to a certain point and they discover the genius that was Jaco Pastorius, and they want to play some music that he had involvement with. So this is one that he composed. It's probably his most famous of all the music that he was involved with, and it's his song, The Chicken. Sonny Williams, bass. Matthew Caswell, trumpet. And Alan Clark, piano. And it gives opportunity just to say thank you to Matthew, because Matthew's been one of the very most committed members, not only of this band, but of so many others over the years here at the in Wigan. And we thought we'd lost him off to university last year, but he decided to have a year out. And during the course of that year out, he's been travelling all on his own to South America, been to Brazil and all sorts of brave things. So that's amazing. So, and then he came back and he's done the last 2 terms with the band, and it's been brilliant to have him back, prepared to do anything, play any part, just do anything to help to serve the band, and we're incredibly grateful for that. Matthew Caswell, on trumpet. Well, you can see a little bit of moving around going on behind me, and that's because Darren has been doing a little bit of work with our rhythm section, and Olga, our fantastic jazz trumpet player, and they're going to play a couple of small band pieces in our 2 sets this afternoon, and the first of those is the A Train. So let's welcome our small band led by Olga Asgard. I've got a trumpet left with us like that, which is fantastic. Rendition of that Duke Ellington standard, okay. Darren Glover playing the bass, and so to that Darren. Ollie Morgan, drums, and Owen Park. Well, we've just got one more piece to play for you before we have a little break. And one of the reasons for putting that small band item in there is it just gives the wind players chances to get their breath back, because this next one is a bit of a blow. When we went to Birmingham the other week, we decided that we will put a programme together that represented three of the great big bands. Maynard Ferguson's band, we played Anthony's feature, the one we're going to play now, and then one by Count Basie, which we're going to play in our second set today. This one from the Stan Kenton Orchestra, and from the album 7.5 on the Richter scale. I think it was like 1977. Someone in here will definitely know what year that was. But anyway, you'll know which one it's going to be. It's Live and Let Die. Living like that. Campaign to help and things like that. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes' time. Yeah, we're going to start our big band music. Thank you very much and very useful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of our concert for you this afternoon. And we're going to start with one of the oldest of old jazz tunes, and it's an interesting one. It's a major blues and a minor blues rolled into one, and you will know it best from the version made famous by Glenn Miller in his orchestra, because it was done in march format for that great band of military extraction. But this is a modern, brand new, up-to-date jazz shuffle version arranged by John Denton of the St. Louis Blues. Thank you very much to St Louis Blues March, featuring on tenor Freddie Audley and Loca. I should just introduce you to one or two members of the band. First of all, the rhythm section, and it's important that we acknowledge all of the members, because one of the things that we've tried very hard to do in the training band and also in our band is always ensure that we've got someone waiting in the wings, because unfortunately these guys get to 18 or 19 years of age, and unfortunately for us they've got to move on to the next stage of their lives, and that's what's happening for a good number of our players today, really. So in the rhythm section you'll know Ollie will be playing most of the pieces, so Ollie Morgan there, but also we've got Matthew Dalton, who's going to be stepping up and being our first drummer when we come back after the summer holidays. So let's have a round of applause for Matthew Dalton, please. And everyone as well. So Roland on bass, you've got already. Next year's bass player, fantastic talent, we're really looking forward to having him taking a leading role in the band. And that's Daniel Williamson. Been such an important member of the band, we're going to miss him so much, and again, just like I said before, with Anthony and his lead trumpet playing, Owen has enabled us to do musical things that without him we wouldn't have been able to do. So sadly, Owen's off to the next stage in his musical career, but the baton is quite literally being passed to one of Owen's pupils. She's also a pupil at Cheetham School of Music in Manchester, and she's our youngest member, only 12 years old. We're going to have a fantastic piano player here for years and years to come. It's Sophia Rees-Cooper. And doing a great job on guitar, one of our newest members, and come so far in this last, only less than 12 months, because we're going to start work in September, and that's Jack Barber, our guitarist. We're going to feature Owen again on a piece composed by a piano player, Gordon Goodwin, a composer. Those of you who follow big band music will know he's probably the most important modern big band composer, certainly over the last couple of decades. This is a piece which is entitled with a word that Gordon made up, and the word is Absoludicrous. tenor, Owen Park, tenor keyboard, and Grace Butcher, alto. Sadly, this will be the last official gig that Grace does with the band, and yeah, which is such a shame. Grace has been, without question, the best lead alto player that we've had in the time that I've been running the band, which I think must be going on for 13 years now. And she's an incredibly talented young musician, not only an amazing sax player, you've heard me say this so many times, but she's a brilliant brass player as well, which is quite a rare thing. And she's earned for herself the opportunity to go to London and study at the Royal College of Music from September, and she really is one to watch. So let's show her appreciation for the fantastic contribution. Well, we're just going to welcome Darren and our small band back to the stage while we get our breath back from that last extremely challenging piece. And Olga and Darren are going to lead the rhythm section in this Kenny Dorham standard, which we'll all recognise, called Blue Bossa. Thank you very much, and to Olga, to Darren, and the rhythm section for that. And maybe that's a good opportunity to just ask you to help me to thank two amazing friends and colleagues who work with me to do all this on a Monday night. It's a good team because across the three of us we've got just about it all covered. We can answer pretty much all the questions that the students have got between us, and that's a nice feeling to have. And it's a privilege to work with two of the very, very best musicians in the country. Of course, I'm talking about Rick Halliwell and Darren Glover. Thanks very much. Last week, this week, just gone, we're at Robin Park Sports Centre here in Wigan, where we presented two concerts along with our friends from the Wigan Youth Concert Band, all about the history of popular music. And these concerts were for school children, primary school children. We had about 1,000 children in each of the performances, and Paul was with us to work wonders with the sound in a very challenging sports hall acoustic, and we're very proud of the quality of those concerts. Part of the repertoire there was that we played some early blues. In fact, we played a St. Louis blues, and we played some big band music, because of course that was the popular music of that era. But we also brought things a little bit more up to date, and we played some popular music which you will all be very familiar with. This one was brought to us by Ricky Martin. And I'm sorry to say this weekend when we've got the event of tomorrow evening, but this has got a Spanish feel to it, ladies and gentlemen. And it's Livin, La Vida, Loca.
Thank you, Jack Barber on guitar, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Jack. Great job. We're going to feature our first trombone player, Louis Williams, now, and in a piece by James Petrick. And I didn't know that name, I have to admit, but I researched and found out that he was the lead musician in the band Survivor, and they wrote the song Eye of the Tiger. You know that? From the Rocky 3, I think it was. So I guess that's all he had to do, write that one song, and then he's retired for life. That's it, you write a song like that. James Petrick had written some great music, I found out. And this one I just stumbled across when searching the internet and watching YouTube videos of other young bands. Thought it would be a good one to start the year off. Because what we always do is we start with more straightforward music at the beginning of the academic year and we build up as the players become more and more experienced. But we've stuck with this one all year. It's a great one. It's a great opportunity to feature Louis on the trombone, and it's called Vehicle. Good fun, that. Matthew Caswell's favourite piece, that. Loves that one. Louis Williams on trombone. I call Louis the hardest working man in show business because Louis is a member of this band, the Wigan Youth Brass Band, the Wigan Youth Concert Band, the Wigan Youth Orchestra, the Liverpool Philharmonic Brass Band, the Liverpool Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the Great Manchester Youth Brass Band. What else? Any I missed? That's it? Just 7. Just 7 orchestras. What amazing commitment. Really, really good stuff. Take another value. Well, we're going to slow things down now and actually play one of my favourite of all pieces arranged for big band and performed on an album which is probably my favourite big band album by one of my favourite musicians, and that's Bobby Shew, the great American trumpet player, flugelhorn player, and those of you that have been long-term attenders of the festival here will be more than familiar with Bobby's name and his amazing musicianship. Probably one of the most influential trumpet players in the world. He's taught literally the best, and he's a great person. We had the pleasure, unfortunately not this generation of the band, but the generation just before, we had the pleasure of working with him here in Wigan about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was just as amazing then, and he's getting on a little bit now. But what a guy, and if you've not listened to Bobby's trumpet playing, please do check him out. But this piece is a ballad, a beautiful ballad for flugelhorn, and having Olga in the band with the skills that she brings to the ensemble, I thought it's our opportunity to dust this one off and see if we can do it justice. And they really have beautiful music by Pat Metheny and arranged by Bob Kerno. It's Always and Forever. the room will tell you, playing slow music is the hardest music to play. And it takes real maturity and understanding of what you're doing to be able to pull off a piece like that. And I'm so grateful for Olga bringing that to the band and enabling us to make that beautiful music happen. Olga has got one more time. Thanks, Olga. Okay, here's a funky piece that we learned about 3 weeks ago, and we absolutely love it, and we wish we'd started learning it earlier because we've run out of time now. So we might play it twice. No, we won't. But I hope you're going to enjoy this. It's by Jeff Jarvis, and it's called Critical Mass. much indeed. Critical Mass by Jeff Jarvis, and you heard from Grace Butcher, our first alto. Olga Asgard, trumpet. Owen Park on the piano. Well, we've come to our final item in the music that we have to play for you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we play, we'd just like to, one more time, acknowledge the members of the band who will sadly go on to pastures new this summer, and thank them for all their work. So I'm not going to embarrass them, we're not going to do anything super sentimental, but I'm going to ask them to stick their hand up and give you a wave so we can just see who they all are. So put your hands up. And let's thank them all for everything they've done for the band over these past years. We wish them absolutely all the best, and I hope we'll see you again very soon. Well, one of the most important pieces for this band over the years, and Ian will tell you that this is true, is the one that we're going to finish with. Because most youth jazz orchestras these days, believe it or not, avoid playing swing pieces and playing music from the traditional catalogue of big band music. And one of the reasons for that is it's darn hard to get young people to appreciate the swing idiom and to do the music justice. So it's perfectly understandable. But we believe, and Ian believed for all those years, that is our job, because swing is the currency of jazz. And so this piece that we're going to play for you now, that we've been playing all year, and these young players, of all the pieces we play, this is the most traditional one, have grown to love and appreciate, and hope that they take that with them onto their future careers, and hopefully they'll continue and find big bands to play in and use the skills that they've learned in this piece. And we're going to hear solos at the beginning from our rhythm section from Owen, and then you'll hear from Freddie and Olga as well, as we leave you with, from the Count Basie Orchestra, Moten Swing. everybody. Trumpet, Walter on tenor. Olga Asgard, trumpet, Owen Parr at the top of the song, and Sophia Risky, the piano crazy. Thank you very much, everybody. We hope you can have a fantastic jazz festival, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. For all of us, a very good afternoon. Good afternoon.